Well, you better fight.
I actually started jujitsu class.
I was lucky enough to get to go to one of the events where it's basically was UFC, but it was just, submissions, jujitsu. And it was awesome to see, people being athletic and really at the top of their game. I'd missed doing stuff like that. I did, wrestling when I was in school. I did some taekwondo, things like that growing up. And yeah, I don't know. I miss being part of something like that. And it's just really good for your mental and physical health. And but yeah, it really got me thinking about the idea of fighting. Being an artist, our biggest fight is against apathy. The worst thing that can happen to you is not that you make somebody upset or that they start yelling at you or telling you your stuff is crap. It's somebody just not caring. And so the biggest struggle you have is against what makes people not care. And obviously quality's there, if you're having fun, if you have passion, that stuff comes through. And if people can't get in there with you on that, then yeah, that can cause that. But then it's also, how much do I post? What do I post? Do I tell people how much I care about this thing and show them the inside of it? Or do I just, do flashy stuff and put the music out there? I mean, that's a hard struggle. How many times a day should I post? Should I post once a week? All this stuff runs through your head and it's all part of that fight. And the crazy thing about it is, unlike jujitsu, where you go to somebody who has a game plan because they know what works, it's tried and true methods. Nobody knows how to fight this fight. I mean, people have ideas, right? I mean, you can go listen to an expert and they're like, put this many things out in a week and do this for your music video and this is the sound that's popping right now. And sure, you could probably follow that and maybe find little pieces of success, but most of it's going to be manufactured. To be authentic to yourself, put out good stuff, and then have people care about it. I mean, get your jars out and catch the lightning, because I mean, that's essentially the same thing. Doesn't mean that it's not doable, though. It doesn't mean that it's not a fight worth fighting. It just means, you gotta fight. I have a line in a song that says, if we're missing opposition, then the feeling is out. And I wrote that with this idea in mind, that the struggle or the opposition or the pain or any adverse thing that we don't really want to have or want to feel is almost a requisite for producing art. I don't know that art exists without the struggle. And it's kind of a weird thing because art helps you get through the bad moments, but without the bad moments, I don't know what kind of art we would be putting out into the world. I mean, I guess there is happy art. I mean, there should be happy art. But I think a lot of times when people put out art that's not really saying anything or touching on a deep moment, a lot of people really don't acknowledge it, or it's not really something that sticks around, that stays with people or becomes part of their life. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that pain and struggle and fighting to survive is probably the most universal feeling that can connect people. I mean, it's cool doing these vlogs. I'm coming to the end of this streak of things, the road to health check, and the album will be here out for everybody. We'll be releasing the music videos. All this time that we've spent and come together and tried to figure out, how to get this thing going and what were we going to do. All those questions will be answered because it will be out. And we won't be struggling and fighting and doing that. But, then comes the next road. What's the next step? You know, will I be standing here in front of these windows and talking to you guys, or you know, where will I be? What's the next path? And I think the coolest thing about it is everybody has to fight, you know? Everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're rich or poor, or what circumstance you find yourself in life. Everybody has a fight. And the coolest thing about this process for me and Wayne is finding something worth fighting for, worth getting up when you're tired, worth pushing through the argument, worth coming on the other side of the adversity, because it's what makes you happy. It's what makes you feel like you, and it's what lets you connect to the world. And I'll tell you right now, I've lived on this ball of dirt, and I've been through more things than I care to mention in a video. That's some pretty valuable things to learn.